Hello everyone, here we are at the Norisring, and once again the sun is shining. We've got so many spectators here, amazing atmosphere, and we're just super psyched to be here at the Norisring, ready for the fourth race of the BMW M2 Cup. And the cars are all ready for the race, already in their starting positions. We're absolutely excited to get this race going. But before, let's have a look at yesterday's race, how these young guns managed the race. Because Norisring here, as we know, is very tricky and very challenging. What a race yesterday, and we certainly are looking forward to today's race. And of course, there's not just the BMW M2 Cup and the DTM. We've got lots of other series here as well, so there's lots to see for the spectators and, of course, our fans. We've also got the DTM Classic Cup here, and Norbert Kner is with us today. He's BMW Group Classic. And of course, when you look at this wonderful series you guys have created, there's so many old stars, so many wonderful old cars. So tell us about it a little bit.
Yeah, we are very happy to be here with the BMW Group Classic in the frame program of the DTM. It is the best platform for us to show our historic race cars and to make a lot of performance with the other competitors.
And of course, it's also amazing because you see the old cars. A lot of people still recognize, a lot of the old fans still remember, but you also see amazing faces. Like, for example, yesterday I saw Hans Joachim Stuck, we saw Strietze, we saw Harald Groß. We've got so many old names, so that's exciting for the fans as well.
Yeah, and Prince Leopold of Bavaria and Bruno Spengler, Mr. Norisring, is our driver, and we are very happy with him. And we hope he can show his performance in the afternoon during the DTM Classic Cup.
Absolutely, and we had Bruno Spengler here yesterday also in the interview, and the fans were excited to see him as well. So thank you so much, and now we're going to have a look at the other cup, BMW M2 Cup. Thank you very much, Norbert Kner, for taking the time. And now we're psyched to see Mikhail Makesh. He's in P5, and he's already sat in his car all ready for the race. Hey, how are you doing today?
Hello. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty hot in the car, I guess?
Yeah, but I'm used to it, so not too bad.
Exactly, that's the job you guys are doing. And the atmosphere here at the Norisring, I mean, it's already the second race this weekend, but what do you say?
Yeah, I have to say it's absolutely amazing. It's nothing I have ever experienced, so yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here, and hopefully today I'll do a good job.
And also the BMW M2 Cup is one of the series in lots of series here at the Norisring. What is it like for you? I mean, you see all these old faces you still remember when you were younger, maybe looking up to them. What is it like?
Yeah, it's absolutely unreal to be racing in the same weekend as them. So yeah, it's amazing and great motivation to work hard and move forward.
All right, well, coming from P5, good luck that you're going to move forward. Who knows, maybe we'll see you on the podium.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. And then we're going to go over to Robert Heffler. He's in P6. There he is. Also, of course, they're all so eager to get started, but they still have the patience to do interviews with me. I'm very excited about. Hello there, and how are you doing? You excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's really hot in the car, but yeah, we have to have a really good start, and hopefully everything will go right.
Absolutely, and all of you guys, I mean, there's a lot of drivers amongst you in the BMW M2 Cup who don't have that much experience, and now you have all these spectators here, you have so many interviews and everything, and you're handling it like an expert, but inside your heart, is it racing, or how does it feel like for you guys? It's still pretty new, right?
To be honest, I really like racing, but doing these interviews, autograph sessions, it's also a really fun part, so I like it too. And I'm really happy to be here, and I think this is the best way to start our career.
Well, I think so too, and I think it's amazing because you guys are really getting so much support from BMW, and that also helps you to get your career started in the right way, right?
Yes, exactly. I think right here we have everything to build a really good career in the future. So I think this is the best support program that now a young driver can find.
All right, well, coming from P6, best of luck for the race. I mean, it's tricky. Also, yesterday you probably saw the DTM. Also, you were watching that as well. It was crazy out there. So you guys handled it better yesterday. Let's hope that you will handle it well today.
I hope so too, because yesterday we had the really good fights and the clean racing.
All right, well, best of luck. Thank you so much. And we're going to try to get one more driver. We've got Lorenz Stegmann, who's in P8, right behind you. Thank you very much, Norbert. Yeah, we're done. And let's see how he's doing, because obviously we need to get going pretty soon. But one more question to you. Starting from P8, it's going to be a tough race, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we will see how fast we can go and make the best.
And what's the plan? Obviously to survive the race and hopefully to go to the front? All right, I can tell you want to get going, right? No more interviews now. All right, so thank you so much. That's one part as well, of course. Let's go direction here, or maybe here it's shorter, I think. So obviously here we can see, yep, these guys really want to get going. So let's do it, let's get racing. And here's your commentator. Enjoy the race.
Thank you so much, Verena. As always, working really, really hard down there on the grid and talking to our young talents that are on the BMW M2 Cup. And a very good point that Verena made is the fact that yesterday their race was so good and clean and tidy. They did a really, really good job. All our guys and girls that are racing in the BMW M2 Cup. Hello, good morning and welcome. Just on 11:22 local time as you join us here at the Norisring for the BMW M2 Cup. In the championship standings, it is Fabian Krime that's leading on 61 points, being chased by Maxime Oostin, who helped himself yesterday by winning the race. Tom Nittel is P3, Michael Marques is P4, Robert Heffler is P5, then it's Mark David Muller, Diego Stifter, then it's Bart Horsten, Lorenz Stegmann and Sean Fuster, P10 in the Drivers' Championship points at the moment. That's the way they look. We will be bringing you the grid in full in due course as the cars are out on their formation lap now, weaving from side to side. Here indeed, as promised, is the grid. Maxime Oostin then going from P1. He has Mark David Muller alongside. Then it's Tom Nittel and Fabian Krime, one to watch out for from P4. Michael Marques and Robert Heffler are on the third row of the grid ahead of Leonard Hugenboom and Lorenz Stegmann. Jacqueline Kreuzpointner and Bart Horsten then are on the fifth row of the grid. Good qualifying from Jacqueline Kreuzpointner. We use the second best lap time from qualifying to set the grid for this race. So the first 5 rows, it's Jan Matthias and Diego Stifter on the 6th row of the grid, P11 and P12. Alessia Kreuzpointner and Sean Fuster going from the next row of the grid ahead of Aaron Venich and Jarno Dow, who could also be a danger driver to watch from the very, very back of the pack. Here we can see Maxime Oostin then. He will be buoyed of the confidence of taking the race win yesterday. Of course, it's a perfect start to the second race, knowing that you have delivered in race 1. What can he deliver today? Well, of course, not only the confidence, but also the pressure mounts on the drivers as well. Lots of spectators here at the Norisring to really, really enjoy. Millimetrically, perfectly, they have to be into their grid boxes. And pole position being taken on the right-hand side of the grid as we look at the pictures, or left-hand side as we look at this picture now. Final cars into their grid box, then we get the green flag from the marshal at the back of the pack, and then we can get this race underway. 30 minutes plus a lap for our young stars in the making in the BMW M2 Cup. There goes the green flag. Starting sequence underway already. The red lights are being lit, and once they're extinguished, we will be away and racing. Let's go. Second race of the weekend for the BMW M2 Cup as the cars roar away. And you can see there already Alessia Kreuzpointner in the all-yellow number 15 car trying to make moves early on. And all the way around the outside, it's a long way around the outside for Mark David Muller, and he's not able to trouble Maxime Oostin as they head their way through turn number 1. Another brilliantly clean start from all our young stars here. So Maxime Oostin, for the first time of asking into the Scholler S's then. Fabian Krime is one of the drivers I said you've got to keep an eye on, and he is involved in a battle here with Robert Heffler as they go absolutely side by side, and one car clattering into the Armco and the concrete, and I think that was Tom Nittel who was running in P3. So Tom Nittell dropping down the order now by dint of the fact that the car made contact. So Tom Nittell, regrettably, he finished the race P2 yesterday, is not going to have the same fortune today. Making moves already is the Lawrence Stegman car. So Lawrence Stegman driving the number 99 BMW M2 Cup car. It is Ooston from Mark David Muller, from Fabian Krime then, and then it's Leonard Hugenboom. They are the top four at the moment. There you can see the fights continuing as one car takes to the runoff area as we have waved yellows in this particular sector. And you could see having to take avoiding action there was Mikhail Makesh, and big damage on the Mikhail Makesh car, the number 47 car as well. So he will drop all the way down the order now and try and nurse the car back to the pit lane as the safety car comes out. And there is the number 7 car, regrettably, of Tom Nittell. So Tom Nittell is out of the race, and as I said, he had such a good time of it yesterday in the race by finishing P2. This will be not what he wanted today. And all the drivers then under the control of the safety car that leads the cars around. And Tom Nittell, unfortunately, stricken out there on the track, which is why the safety car has to be called for to bring the race under control. And the race gets neutralised until such time as we're able to recover the Tom Nittell car. It's such a short track here at the Norisring, just 2.5 kilometres, or 2.3 actually. And there is the safety car, which I have to say is as attractive as the race cars as well. Looks absolutely glorious. So our race leader then is the number 54 car of Maxime Ooston. Then it's Mark David Muller going from, he's in P2, then Fabian Krime P3. Here is the start then, and as the lights went down, it was a slightly better start from Mark David Muller than it was Maxime Ooston. But Maxime, of course, had the advantage of having the inside line, and despite Mark David Muller's positive efforts at trying to go around the outside going into turn number 1, as we will see, he wasn't able to make it stick. So through this little kink here, Maxime Ooston with the inside line. Now let's take a look, because this is where well, Tom Nittell made contact with the concrete all on his own. Absolutely no other driver involved. Here we can see it again. Wow, that was quite an impact. I mean, the integral safety of the BMW M2 Cup cars is awesome. But let's wind it right down, and you can see that Tom Nittell really making contact there, and that regrettably is the end of his race. Now, in avoidance, we saw this car take into the runoff area, and that's Mikhail Makesh. And there, the damage on the Mikhail Makesh car, which was obviously why he had to take that avoiding action. Otherwise, he would have clattered into the car behind him. Now, the Mikhail Makesh car is in a position of safety, and he's perfectly okay. Once again, reinforcing the integral safety of these cars. So we have lost Mikhail Makesh and Tom Nittell, and that Tom Nittell car is being recovered as we speak. And that's the one with the CCS logo you can see on the boot lid there, and it is being towed away now. It was such a big impact, and Tom Nittell is absolutely fine. However, the car is quite clearly damaged, and therefore that is why we are behind the safety car for this second of 2 BMW M2 Cup races this weekend. And young fans absolutely loving the racing that we've been able to provide. Sorry, young friend, that we're under the safety car at the moment, but we'll go back to racing very soon indeed. The order is Maxime Ooston from Mark David Muller and Fabian Krime, then it's Leonard Hugenboom. So this is a great opportunity for the likes of Mark David Muller and Fabian Krime and Leonard Hugenboom potentially to make up places when we get a restart underway. So we complete another lap behind the safety car. It's just possible that after this lap, or maybe one more, before the safety car will peel off into the pit lane and we can go back to racing once again. Race duration is 30 minutes plus a lap. Always, as we see the number 21 car of Jacqueline Kreutzbeutner. So Jacqueline and Alexia, of course, both the Kreutzbeutners currently running P11 and P13 respectively, as you can see from the order on the left-hand side of your screen. So the number 21 car of Jacqueline then. And the safety car continuing to lead the cars away then. Such a short lap, and You can see that the recovery operation for the Tom Natel car, I think, is almost completed. I don't think the Tom car is behind that recovery vehicle now. So lights are still on the safety car, so we are going to get at least another lap. I beg your pardon, I can now see that the Tom Natel car, it's obviously quite a long tow rope, so they will bring that to the first opportunity they have to get it off the track so that we can get back to racing very, very quickly. And you can see they're almost made it now. So maybe if we were very, very lucky, we could get the safety car coming in at the end of this lap. I rather think it might be one more lap, and the safety car will gradually increase speed to bring the drivers back up to not racing speed, but closer to it to get them ready to go racing once again. So through the chicane the cars go, and it is an absolute thrill for our young talents in the BMW M2 Cup to be racing here at the Norisring in front of huge, huge crowds that always flock to this city circuit. We're 5-6 kilometers maybe away from the city centre of Nuremberg, which I have to say, if you were looking for a venue for a city break, it's the place to come to, but try and make it when the BMW M2 Cup cars are racing, because that just adds to the spectacle of this wonderful, wonderful place. So, Osten from Mark David Muller from Fabian Kreim then. All cars are identical, and every single race weekend, the drivers do not know which particular car they will be driving because the cars are rotated throughout, and therefore no one can be deemed to have any advantage by the setup, which of course is centrally controlled, but by one car performing better than any others. They are all absolutely identical. Safety car is coming in at the conclusion of this lap, so we will get back to racing again. Keep your eyes on Fabian Kreim. Now, what Maxime Osten has to do, he will be responsible for backing the cars up. Why are the cars weaving from side to side, Dave? Well, it is to generate still further temperature into those tyres, because running behind the safety car means that they're not running at full race speed. You can see how keen Mark David Muller is to get going, but it is Maxime Osten that controls the pace of the restart, and only when Maxime decides to give it 100% on the loud pedal, and you can see he's backing them all up. When is he going to go? He goes now. Mark David Muller tries to anticipate, but I think from Maxime Osten's point of view, that was a very good safety car restart. Of course, all the drivers are coached, and David Kolkman is very much involved in that himself, a hugely successful racer. And here's Mark David Muller taking a look at the inside, and Fabian Kreim is right behind as well. And don't rule out Leonard Hugenboom from this little fight that's going on. It could be something of a four-way fight for the lead of the race, but Maxime Osten will try and stretch his legs. There you can see Jano Dow and Lawrence Stegman having something of a battle. Sean Forster has moved up to P8. Good driving from Sean. And we do get the race back underway again, and for the first time of asking since the safety car released back out onto the tarmac. So this is the battle that I was talking about between Lawrence Stegman and Jano Dow. Jano Dow really on something of a mission to move up the order. He's up into P10. And there we can see the back end of the all-yellow car of Diego Stifter. And there is the car of Matchup. So the number 99 machine then, as Sean Fuster makes up another place and moves up to P7 now, having got past Diego Stifter. So under real pressure now is Mark David Muller in P2 from Fabian Kreim. Now the more those two fight, it's advantage undoubtedly to Maxime Osten, who's able just to escape up the road. So this is the fight that is going on for P2, and it really is intensifying now. Fabian Kreim, it's really, really difficult to overtake here at the Norisring, and it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars involved in this fight for P2. So difficult to overtake, as now Fabian Kreim does dive to the inside. He gets the car rotated. It's going to be P2 for Fabian Kreim. You could see that Mark David Muller just had to yield, and Fabian Kreim doing a very good job. Now the chase is on to see whether he can reduce the 1.13 second margin that Maxime Osten has in the lead of the race. Now will Mark David Muller find himself in real strife now? We will see. So So please ignore the graphics on the left-hand side of your screen. They seem to be all over the place at the moment. That's not the way it's happening. It is Maxime Oosten leading from Fabian Krym. Then it's Mark-David Müller. And then it is Leonard Hugenboom. However, almost three abreast under real pressure now. All of these drivers, and Mark-David Müller then running in that P3 position, being chased down by Leonard Hugenboom. So where will Leonard try and have a go at the all-blue number 22 car ahead of him? Well, of course, he's hunting, but being hunted at the same time, because he's got Bart Horston right behind him, and also Robert Heffler and Sean Fuster as well. Great showing from Sean Fuster in P7 right now. There's our race leader, Maxime Oosten. Out, we've lost Marquez and Nittel, and let's take a replay of that really, really well-executed overtake from Fabian Krym. He just put the car on the inside, and the gap that Mark-David Müller wanted to turn into was full of the BMW M2 Cup car of Fabian Krym, who secured that P2 place. Lights being flashed by Leonard Hugenboom on the Mark-David Müller car ahead of him. What he's trying to do here is provoke a mistake, because by provoking a mistake, it's often the only way that you can overtake here at the Norisring. You can see him looking for the inside line, but the door is right royally firmly closed by Mark-David Müller, who says, you want to come round, then you're going to have to do it the long way around and come around the outside, which for the moment Leonard Hugenboom is not prepared to do. So Fabian Krym has got some 2.25 seconds to make up on the race leader of Maxime Oosten. But these two are breaking away from the rest of the pack. And you can see that here, Mark-David Müller is something of a proverbial cork in a bottle, because they are lining up behind. And the reason for that is Mark-David Müller, absolutely through having to defend very, very steadfastly. Obviously, it makes you a little bit slower as Matthias then gets by the Diego Stifter car, and that's a change for P10. There's our race leader in the all-green BMW M2 Cup car. There's P2, Fabian Krym, and then here is this ongoing fight, if you will, for P3. And Leonard Hugenboom really, really piling the pressure on Mark-David Müller, who's holding on to it. And here you can see side by side goes Sean Fuster and Lawrence Stegman. They've had a brilliant time of it. Sean Fuster it is, that's currently P7. Lawrence Stegman is currently P8. However, Sean Fuster is on the outside here. Lawrence Stegman is going to have the inside line, and heading into this turn, the Grundig turn, well, Sean Fuster has to yield, and therefore Lawrence Stegman with the advantage of the inside line. Still, Mark-David Müller defending very, very well. Lawrence Stegman moving up to P7 now, relegating Sean Fuster to P8. Jarno Dow is P9 and doing a very, very good job to get up to P9. Nearly half distance, very nearly half distance in this BMW M2 Cup race, the second race of the weekend, with Maxime Oosten leading by some 2.5 seconds over Fabian Krym, and then Mark-David Müller, who is, well, like a bag of cement, isn't he, in P3? He's not for moving. And why should he be? He's defending his track position, and Leonard Hugenboom is having to work so hard, and there is an argument that perhaps Leonard Hugenboom will fall prey, perhaps to Bart behind, because he will have taken so much out of the car and the tyres in his quest to try and find a way past Mark-David Müller. So all the cars making their way through the Cholereses, and the ironic thing is it's such a clean race from the BMW M2 Cup cars, and the only reason we have 2 retirements was not for any reason of unclean racing, far from it, just mistakes made and cars clattering into the wall of their own or of their driver's volition rather than any contact between anybody else. So Leonard Hugenboom then once again crosses the timing line, looking for a way past Mark-David Müller, flashing his lights furiously. Mark-David Müller protecting the inside line going into the Grundig turn. And that, of course, denies Leonard Hugenboom any opportunity to try and find a way through. So, bear in mind that Mark-David Müller now is some 5 seconds down on the race leader. Make that 5.12. as Fabian Crime now just takes a little bit of time out of the leader. The gap is coming down, but with only 14.5 minutes plus 1 lap, as we have a right royal fight going on here, as Sean Fust has got Jarno Dow and also Mattia right behind. Oh, and that's a daredevil move on the inside, but it could pay off here. Brilliant bit of driving there from Matjas. If it works, and to be honest, it looks like it is going to. So fantastic stuff from our young stars in the BMW M2 Cup. So Oosten now has lost a little bit more time to our P2 driver, Fabian Crime, who sets the fastest lap. So Fabian Crime is on a mission. Of course, he came here with such success, having taken both race wins, the opening round of the BMW M2 Cup for 2022 at the Norisring, and really would love to take a victory here at this wonderful street circuit. As Fuster and Matjas then continue their fight. This is over P8 at the moment, and then behind them it's Jarno Dow and Diego Stifter and Alexia Kreutzpointner. So good defending there from Fuster, making Matjas really have to work for this. Of course, what he wants is the inside line going into turn number 1, but Sean making sure that that door is firmly closed. Here comes Matjas now. That's come from a long way back and goes in too deep. Very good driving there from Fuster, who could see it coming, didn't react in a bad way, and just was able to go through. And of course for Matjas, that means it's another place lost now, because Jarno Dow has gone through to pick up that P9 place. So all of a sudden Fuster's going to have Jarno Dow behind him now. Talking about being behind, Leonard Hugenboom is getting probably a little bit frustrated that he has not been able to do anything to get by Muller. So Bart Horsten is moving in much closer now and saying, right, I'm going to have a go for this. Well done to our top team for getting that repay so quickly. He was never going to be able to scrub the speed off and rotate that car through the turn. And Sean just said, yeah, okay, have a go, but it ain't going to work. And of course, he went merrily on his way and maintained his position. So Leonard Hugenboom then. Oh, as he makes contact. So Leonard Hugenboom just making contact on the exit there. Whether that will have unsettled the car a little bit, which will be advantage Bart. And sure enough, I think it has. It's not handling quite the way he wants it. So that plays into the hands of Horsten then. So Horsten is able to go through, and there you can see there is damage to the Leonard Hugenboom car. It was just pressure, really, and Leonard just not with the quite correct trajectory out of the turn, making contact. That has clearly done some damage to the car, and therefore he is really struggling. There's Lawrence Stegman with Robert Heffler. They go side by side. Lawrence Stegman has got the inside line into the turn. Heffler will now try and get underneath the Stegman car, but wasn't able to get close enough to be able to do so. So the order is Oosten from Crime from Mark David Muller. And here the cars of Jarno Dow and Matjas. And Jarno Dow, well, he had the inside for the start of the chicane, but that, of course, becomes the outside. In replay then, and that was the moment that did for the Leonard Hugenboom car, unfortunately. Ooh, and not the only one quite close to that wall. Also running very close indeed was Jarno Dow, but actually not making contact. Talking of Jarno Dow, as we were, let's see it in replay here. And actually what he was trying to do was avoid the Matjas car that was very wayward on the back end. So leading Matjas at the moment in P7 is Sean Fuster in the number 11 car. Then it is Matjas, then it is Jarno Dow. And can I just tell you that the front of the pack, Maxime Oosten, is now under a real threat as we pick this up. Fabian Crime is getting closer. Now, we've got just under 10 minutes remaining, plus a lap. And quietly, Fabian Crime has been setting fastest lap upon fastest lap in his quest to try and reel in Maxime Osten, our race leader. Now, Diego Stifter, we can see in the pit lane with the engineers taking a look at the all-yellow BMW M2 Cup car. So, Fabian Crime now within 9/10, as we can see the stricken number 12 car of Aaron Venish as well. But the Aaron Venish car is in a position of complete safety, so that doesn't mean we have to have waved yellows or even worse than that, a safety car. The top two and the pace that the top two have, they've really broken away from Mark-David Muller in P3. And the reason they have is because, of course, Maxime Osten, he is being really pushed, not physically, but mentally by Fabian Crime, who has got closer and closer. Now, the gap was just under 8/10. As they cross the timing line, we're going to get a live gap for you as Fabian Crime tries to get ever closer to the car of Maxime Osten. Well, he took a couple of tenths out as Diego Stifter is able to rejoin the race. And here is Diego then in the number 25 car, making his way out of the pit lane, that all-yellow car, just in front of Mark-David Muller, who is running P3, who has seen off, if you will, the Bart Horsten and Stegman fight that was going on right behind him. Then it's Robert Heffler, then it's Sean Fuster, then it's Matthias, and of course Jarno Dahl. And there you can see recovery as safety car has been called for. I didn't think it would. Now this, unfortunately, a safety car at this stage, it's advantage Fabian Crime, disadvantage Maxime Osten, I would say. It depends. I mean, in fairness, Maxime Osten, last time around, that the earlier safety car intervention, he coped with that really well and got away and wasn't impacted by it. Will Fabian Crime be able to anticipate the restart somewhat better than was done last time around by Tom Nittel? We will see. Tom Nittel, of course, unfortunately, we've lost from the race, as we have Mikael Makesh and one or two others also. So cars under control of the safety car. Now the gap was coming down, and coming down significantly between our race leader and the P2 driver Fabian Crime. This could also be a big benefit to Mark-David Muller as well. So we see the number 12 car of Aaron Venish then being taken away to a position of safety. So we should be able to get back to racing very quickly. It's going to be something of a dash for cash for the end of the race. As we're also seeing that we've safety car is coming in this lap. I just saw it on my timing screen and information screen, and sure enough, it is going to come in this lap. So the lights will extinguish atop the safety car. And the number 25 car that you can see there, the all-yellow car of Diego Stifter, has returned, but there is no time for cars to unlap themselves because Diego Stifter is not P3. But is going to be perhaps something of a problem for Mark-David Muller, who needs to get by that number 25 car very quickly indeed. In fact, Diego Stifter, I think, hugging the outside and allowing quicker drivers to go through as we get the cars and race restarted once again. Well, I thought he was going to do that, but it doesn't look like he is. So now this is a great opportunity for Fabian Crime. Sure enough, Diego Stifter does yield and makes way for the other drivers. And now the fight is on for the race lead then, and maybe for the other places as well. As you can see there that Matthias dived up the inside of Sean Fuster. And here comes P1, P2, and big loser in the restart was the number 22 car of Mark-David Muller, who'd done just such a good job in terms of defending, but the pressure of all the cars behind means that he has lost out on that P3 place to Lawrence Stegman and Bart Horsten, and Mark-David Muller now P5, Matthias P6, Sean Fuster P7, and Maxime Osten for the moment leading the race by just under 7/10 from Fabian Crime. As Fabian Crime continues to try and find a way, but it's difficult here to overtake at the Norisring, and you need some kind of external advantage, whether that be pressure on the driver to make the driver make a mistake, as that's a bold move coming up on the inside of Sean Fuster there from Jarno Dow, and I think that Jarno Dow is going to go through here in the number 14 car. This will be a change for P7. So Fuster and Dow remain absolutely together. Fuster is going to be able to close the door here, so despite good efforts from Jarno Dow, he has not been able to go through, or now he has, as he gets a better exit from the chicane. And also trying to buy into this is Robert Heffler too, and Sean Fuster fights back. What a brilliant fight is going on here. There is the number 99 car you could see in shot there, and wow, the big beneficiary of this thus far is Jarno Dow, who does manage to put himself ahead of Sean Fuster, but Sean is not taking this line down, and he's coming back. Brilliant racing from our young talents in the BMW M2 Cup. We're live from the Norisring with another phenomenal race with Lawrence Stegman, who's in that P3 position, but is really pushing him. Let's get a look at the replay here, and you could see Sean Fuster just on exit of the chicane makes contact with the barriers, and that just plays into the hands of Jarno Dow, who was able to take advantage of that. The rearview mirror now certainly pointing in the wrong direction on the Sean Fuster car. Oh, so close they get to the concrete wall and actually make contact with it at times as well. Just half a second is the gap between Maxime Osten and Fabian Crime, both of whom are supreme drivers, and Sean Fuster now having to try and nurse this car with Robert Heffler on the inside now. And if Heffler is able to maintain this momentum and keep that track position, this will mean that Heffler will be able to go through and pick up that P8 place, despite Sean Fuster seemingly having the speed in a straight line. It is not enough to prevent the overtake. Then we can see Jacqueline Kreutzpointner P10 and Alexia Kreutzpointner is P11, and Diego Stifter running in P12. Of course, the incident involving cars 53 and 11 is under investigation. That is Robert Heffler and Sean Fuster. It is under investigation. Interesting. And still, Maxime Osten is able to hold on to the lead of the race from Fabian Crime, and the pressure that Fabian Crime continues to mount on them. No further action, we are told, for that incident between 53 and 11. And I'm not surprised by that, because I don't think there was anything malicious there, and no penalty was necessary. And we have just 1 3/4 minutes plus a lap. And now Fabian Crime turns up the wick and tries to get a good exit out of the turn. But Maxime Osten is delivering and defending really well here. So Maxime Osten, who had something of a privileged existence, if you will, over the first part of the race, certainly hasn't got that now. He is under pressure from Fabian Crime as they run from the tarmac onto the concrete paved area. Awesome stuff from the BMW M2 Cup that we're enjoying. P3 is Lawrence Stegman, but Bart is thinking, do you know what, I could get a podium out of this. Runs a bit deep into that turn. 1 minute remaining plus a lap. There is our third place driver at the moment, Lawrence Stegman, in the number 99 car, able now to break away a little bit from the Bart Horston car. Spectators absolutely loving this race action. What can and where can Fabian Crime try and make a move to unsettle Maxime Osten? For Maxime Osten to be able to take 2 out of 2 at the Norisring will be an absolute thrill for him if he is able to do it and hold on to it. So going to be very interesting to see when the drivers cross the timing line. I think we're going to get 2 more laps of racing plus this one. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe the next time they cross the timing line, it will be the start of the final lap. It's all to do with when they cross the line relative to the clock. And as you can see, with just 10 seconds remaining, it's going to be close. But I think that Maxime Osten will cross the line. No, not quite. So presumably this is the 1 additional lap then, as Maxime Osten into, yes indeed it is the last lap, so into turn number 1 for the final time then. And wow, Fabian Crime, he has tried really, really hard, but I don't think Fabian Crime has got anything to take to Maxime Osten. And I think this is going to be Maxime Oosten's race, and it'll be the second race victory as Alessia Kreuzpointer has to come into the pit lane, which is from P11 position, which is a shame to see. So Fabian Kraim, he narrowed the gap down and really did get it down, but it's not going to be enough. He's not going to be able to, well, unless, of course, Maxime Oosten makes a mistake in the final couple of meters, but of course he's not going to do that as he heads towards the checkered flag. It's 2 out of 2 this weekend for Maxime Oosten. Fabian Kraim takes P2, and then it is Lorenz Stegmann ahead of Bart Horsten, Mark-David Muller, then it's Matthias P6, Jan Dow, then Robert Heffler, Sean Fuster, Jacqueline Kreuzpointner, rounding out the top 10, and then Diego Stifter. Wow, what a race. With a couple of safety car interventions. And well done to all the marshals, of course, without whom we would not be enjoying the sport that we love so much. And special well done to this man, Maxime Oosten. Norisring, really to his liking. That's for sure. He has delivered and over-delivered here this weekend with another fine performance. And I have to say, I really did think that Fabian Kraim would be able to get by him, but it just wasn't going to happen. So that is real credit to Maxime Oosten. He could see him coming, he knew he was coming, but he wasn't going to be bowed to the pressure and managed to hold on to that very well. So cars into the pit lane then, or the top 3 certainly ready, of course, for the podium to come. There, confirmation of the results. For Maxime Oosten, from Fabian Kraim, Lorenz Stegmann, then it was Bart Horsten, Mark-David Muller, Jan Matthias, then Jan Dow, Robert Heffler, Sean Fuster, Jacqueline Kreuzpointner, Alessia Kreuzpointner, and Diego Stifter taking P12. DNFs for Venish, for Hugenboom, for Marques, and also for Tom Nittel. Congratulations are offered and afforded, quite rightly. Well, Maxime Oosten, what a star you are. Congratulations are offered. And there, the principal of the BMW M2 Cup organisation, Hans-Bernd Kamps, making his congratulations to our race winner. Let's go down into the pit lane now.
And Maxson is right here, or he was for a second, but obviously, let's go over here. Obviously, everybody's congratulating him because, Maxime, you really are the man of the Norisring. You won yesterday, you won today, you did such a phenomenal job, and you've got a big smile on your face.
Yeah, it was fantastic. On the beginning, I could make a gap, and then Kraim overtook the number 22, and he gained on me, so I thought, okay, shit, now I really have to work. And luckily I made it, but it was a very cool race and really had to fight hard for the win.
You had to fight so hard, and how nervous were you? I mean, Fabian Kraim really was breathing down your neck.
Yeah, it's not nervous, but you think, oh shit, you want to win, you want to make it 2 out of 2, so you're pushing harder.
Absolutely, and you pushed so hard, and I guess you also enjoyed it here with the crowd, the sunshine, and having 2 victories in a row here at the Norisring makes it unforgettable, right?
Yeah, it's super cool. Last year 2 times P2, so this year 2 times P1, and super cool. Really happy.
All right. Well, congratulations. Up you go onto the podium. And we're going to grab Fabian Kraim, who was really trying to make his life so difficult. But in the end, you didn't quite manage. It looked like you had the pace, but you couldn't overtake Maxime. Why?
Yeah, the break. Well, we lost a little bit of break at the end of the race. I tried to cool down the brakes in the safety car, but at the end, yeah, the brakes was lost. And after that, Maxime was quite fast and he didn't any mistake. And at the end, P2, but yeah, quite happy and very, very important points.
Especially you came from P4, so I mean, we saw an amazing overtaking maneuver from you, so you've got to be happy with that because you fought so hard.
It's quite hot. In the car, it's really, really hot. And in the in-lap, I switched on the air condition, so.
All right, well, it helped. It kept your head cool. So thank you so much. Off you go up there too. And last but not least, I'm going to grab Lorenz Stegmann still quickly because, hello there. So we still had you just before the race started, and you were not very talkative because you really wanted to get your head down to it and focus on the race. And I guess it really did help because you did a superb job in the race, and I guess you're pretty proud.
Yeah, of course. I'm really proud, and I don't know before the race how it goes, but yeah, I'm very, very happy with my first victory in BMW M2 Cup.
Absolutely, and especially also coming from P8, so that was really amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. In turn 1, I got really good brake performance and can brake really late, and yeah, I was able to get up some positions there.
All right, well, we're happy to see you up on the podium, so thank you so much. Off you go as well, and we're going to see the, thank you very much. So yeah, we're going to see the ceremony in just a second, so back to the commentator.
Thank you so much, and well done for getting all three of our podium drivers, as we see once again, Maxime Osten across the finish line and taking the checkered flag. Fine colour spectacle from our marshals then, as Maxime Osten then. And apologies for any colourful language from Maxime Osten just ahead of the podium. Obviously, he knew Fabian Crime was coming, but Fabian Crime driving with his head and thinking, right, I'm going to bank the points rather than bin it. And this is the reason why, because he's only now got a 5-point lead ahead of Maxime Osten. And then Tom Nattel, who regrettably didn't finish that race, he's third in the Drivers' Championship on 46 points. Then Mark David Muller, Robert Heffler, and Bart Horston, and Lorenz Stegmann. So it's very, very close in terms of the Drivers' Championship standings. That sounds to me like the podium is about to get underway. And sure enough, our P3 driver makes his way onto the podium steps.
Lorenz, das Podium ist hier, ja, der zweite Platz geht ebenfalls nach Deutschland. Die Startnummer 43, Fabian Crime.
There's Fabian Crime then. P2 for Fabian Crime. Lukas Gajewski guiding us through this trophy presentation.
Maxime Osten.
Top step of the podium for Maxime Osten then. And the national anthem will play out for Maxime Osten. So now to the trophy presentations then. P3. Yes, Colin Carasani, race winner in DTM Trophy, of course. His grandfather, who's celebrating a birthday, is making the third place trophy presentation. Keys Carasani, grandpa of Colin Carasani, who, of course, comes from the BMW M2 Cup and he's now a DTM Trophy driver and a successful DTM Trophy driver, just proving that the pyramid the BMW M2 Cup creates is working really, really well. The legend that is Harald Gross makes the P2 Trophy presentation. Well done to Fabian Crime. And from BMW, delighted to welcome Frank van Meel here to make the trophy presentation for the P1 place, the second of the weekend. Maxime Oosten then. So needed to hear the name from Lucas Gajewski, and Frank van Meel then from BMW making that trophy presentation to our race winner. Well done to all three, and well done to all drivers in the BMW M2 Cup who have once again delivered an excellent race, as all the drivers eager to get to the front of the podium balcony, and Maxime then is sent back. You need to stand on the steps first for the media photographs. Maxime Oosten, Fabian Kraim and Laurent Stegman, then the 1, 2, 3. Now you can go to the front part of the podium balcony, if you will, to be saluted by all the engineers and all the team representatives, of course, that work with these young, talented drivers. And now it's time for the champagne. And well done to Maxime Oosten. To be able to take 2 wins out of the weekend is an incredible achievement, particularly here at the Norisring. So he will go into the next round feeling very, very happy. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go back down to the pit lane once again at the end of race 2.